Hello children, this is video number 4, part 3 for the play The Merchant of Venice, Act 3, Scene 2. Children, Portia expresses her love for Bassanio and commits herself, mind, body and soul to her lord. And the two pledges themselves to each other, and Portia presents Bassanio with a ring as a token of their love, which he promises never to part with. Nerissa then surprises her mistress with the announcement that she and Gratiano wish to tie the knot together. So, Nerissa also gives a ring to Gratiano, which he promises never to part with. Both the couples rejoice in love, but their merriment is interrupted by the distressing news brought by Lorenzo, Jessica and Celerio. So, let's continue with line number 220. Bassanio says, Lorenzo and Celerio, welcome here, if that the youth of my new interest here. Youth of new interest means newly acquired rights. If they permit me, have power to bid you welcome. So, according to those powers, I welcome you. By your leave, by your permission, Portia, I bid my friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome. So do I, my lord. They are extremely welcome. So Portia also welcomes them. Lorenzo, I thank your honor. For my part, my lord, my purpose was not to have seen you here. So he first thanks Bassanio, and then he says that my intention was not to see you here. I had no intention to come here. But I met Celerio on the way, and he did entreat me. He forced me, past all saying, he did not listen to what I said. So, to come with him along. So, he forced me to come along to Belmont. Celerio says, I did, my lord. Yes, truly, I did that. And I have a reason for it. Signor Antonio commends him to you, because Signor Antonio has sent you his greetings. And by saying this, Celerio gives a letter to Bassanio. Now, this is Antonio's letter for Bassanio. Bassanio, before I open his letter, I pray you tell me how my good friend doth. So, before I open this letter, please tell me how my good friend is doing. Doth is doing. Celerio says, nor sick, my lord, unless it is be in mind, nor well, unless in mind. His letter there will show you his estate. So, neither nor, not sick nor well, neither sick nor well. That is how it is written, my lord, unless the sickness is in the mind. So he is not sick in the body, but the sickness may be there in his mind, and this letter will actually tell you about his estate, means his financial status. Now we know the servants too have the quality to copy the masters. So as Portia and Bassanio have welcomed Celerino, Nerissa and Lorenzo, Celerino, Jessica and Lorenzo. Similarly, now Gratiano is also trying to welcome. Okay, so he says, Nerissa, cheer yon stranger, bid her welcome, your hand, Celerio, hand for shaking. And what's the news from Venice? He's asking, how is that royal merchant, good Antonio? I know he'll be glad of our success. Now he's talking about his success here. The success being that Bassanio is able to get Portia by winning the lottery of casket. So he gives a reference to Jason and Fleece here. We are the Jasons, children. Jason, we already know. Jason went to the island of Colchos to win over golden fleece, which was hanging on the oak tree. So with the help of his wife Medea, Jason went to get the golden fleece. And here he said, we are the Jasons. He is referring himself and Bassanio as Jasons. And the golden fleece therefore will be Portia and Nerissa. Celerino says, I would you had won the fleece that he hath lost, with the sign of exclamation. I would here, children, means wishing. So I wish you had means could have won the fleece that he has lost. Referring to the loss that Antonio has suffered, Celerio is saying that he wishes that he could have won the fortune that he has lost. Now, meanwhile, Bassanio is reading the letter, and there is some content, some sad news in the letter which is making Bassanio sad, which Portia notices. So she says there are some shrewd contents. Shrewd content means bad news in yon same letter. Yon same letter means the same letter which is given to Bassanio to be read. that steals the color from Bassanio's cheeks. Steals the color, usually if the person is happy, he will be having pink cheeks, rosy cheeks, that will be shown on the face. Expression of the face changes here. For Bassanio, he is becoming pale. Some dear friend dead? So Portia guesses, is it a news about a dear friend who's dead? Else nothing in the world could turn so much the constitution of any constant man. Constitution means condition. Otherwise, there is nothing in the world that could change the condition of any constant, any normal man. Because Bassanio is going from verse to verse. His looks are changing. He is worried while reading the letter. With leave, Bassanio, I am half yourself. Now Portia belongs to Bassanio. We know that they are about to get married. So she says, with your permission, Bassanio, as I am half yourself, then I have the right to know half of anything. And that is in this letter, whatever news it brings to you, I have the freedom to know about it. So Bassanio says, oh, sweet Portia, here are few of unpleasantest words that ever blotted paper. Children, this line is important. See, how has he expressed himself? He is truly hurt by whatever news this letter has brought to him. And if it is about Antonio, we know that Antonio has accepted his fate. Last scene we know that he is there in Venice. Shylock is adamant to take the revenge. So here are few of the unpleasantest, unwelcome words. Blotted paper, written on paper. So this letter has some of the most unwelcome words that were ever written on paper. Gentle lady, addressing Portia, says, when I did first impart my love to you, I freely told you all the wealth I had and ran in my veins. So what had I told you when I first made you known about my affections for you, disclosed my love for you, that the only wealth that I had was my noble blood and that I was a gentleman. And then I told you true. At that time, I actually told you the truth. And yet, dear lady, rating myself at nothing, you shall see how much I was a braggart. But now look at me. And when I was claiming that I had nothing, I was actually a braggart. I was actually exaggerating my position. Children, you should know now one thing, that Bassanio is talking about his wealth, and by doing so, he is actually saying that time he had no wealth. But he is saying that was the exaggeration. He was a braggart by saying that, because he had no wealth, and apart from that, he had borrowed a lot of wealth, lot of money from Antonio. So he was below that condition, which condition he had told to Portia. So when I told you my state was nothing, I should then have told you that I was worse than nothing. And indeed, I have engaged myself to a dear friend. Engaged is bound. Myself to a dear friend, referring to Antonio. Engaged my friend to his mere enemy. What has he done? We all know that Bassanio had gone to Antonio to get 3,000 ducats, and Antonio, on his surety from Shylock, mere enemy, the worst enemy, Shylock, he has arranged the money. For whose sake? For the sake of Bassanio. That is what is he referring to here. To feed my means. Here is a letter, lady. The paper has the body of my friend, and every word in it is a gaping wound, issuing life blood. See again the reference he is making, and he is metaphorically saying that every wound is like an open wound. And how is it this letter? It is this paper of the letter is as if it is the body of my friend, and every word in it is in it a gaping wound. So he is comparing the letter to the body of Antonio. He is comparing the words to the gaping wound from where the blood is issuing out, or oozing out, gushing out. But is it true, Celerio? He is still doubtful whether whatever is written in the letter is true. So he says, had all his ventures failed, all his business ventures. So this is the news, that Antonio's business ventures have failed. His ships have been wrecked somewhere. What? Not one hit. Has not even one survived. Now, here we have the names of the places from where his ships had gone. Antonio's ships had gone. to Tripolis, Mexico, England, Lisbon, Barbary, and India. Remember these 6 names, children. And he is asking whether none of it survived. Not one vessel escaped the dreadful touch of merchant marine rocks. Merchant marine rocks, the rocks on the dangerous rocks on which if the ships would hit, they would get wrecked, and that would be a dreadful touch, because not even he is asking whether has not one ship spared from being wrecked on the dangerous rocks that often ruin the merchants. Celerio answers, not one, my lord. Besides, it should appear that if he had the present money to discharge the due, he would not take it. So, Shylock has made up his mind. This is a news that he has made up of mind. Even if now Antonio has the money to return the due, Shylock would not take the money. Never did I know a creature that did bear the shape of man. Referring to Shylock, he says, so keen and greedy to confound a man. So, how is Shylock? This line is again very important. This describes the Shylock's character, animal-like character, you can say. So, again, he is referred to as a creature. So, he is never did I know. He says, never have I come across a creature in the form of a man who has the shape of man, who in the form of man, so keen, so eager and greedy to confound, to destroy another man. And what is Shylock doing now? He appeals the Duke at morning and at night. He is he is requesting the Duke of Venice, and doth impeach the freedom of the state, and he is. And also at this time, he is threatening the legal action against the country's system if they deny him justice, if justice is denied to Shylock. What is the justice? Shylock wants 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's body because the bond was legally signed. So he is demanding it. Now 20 merchants, how many people are trying to pacify? How many people are trying to advise Shylock? 20 merchants, the Duke himself, the Magnificos means the noblemen, gentlemen of Venice, of greater sport, have all persuaded with him. They have all advised Shylock, but none can drive him from the envious plea, revengeful claim. None can drive him away. No one can prevent him from his revengeful claim of forfeiture of justice and his bond. So what does Shylock want? He has put the condition of the bond. He wants to take according to the condition of the bond. He is not giving it up. He wants justice, and he wants the legal fulfillment of his bond. Now Jessica is there, Shylock's daughter, and we know that she hated her father for being a miser and for her ways of life. So Jessica also has some news. When I was with him, I have heard him swear to Tubal and Cus. Tubal and Cus are other Jewish people. His countrymen means his Jewish friends. So she has heard him tell to Tubal and Cus and other Jews that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he will not take, and that he did owe him. So he did own to him means the amount of 3,000 ducats. So he said even 20 times of that value, if now Antonio offers to him, he will not take. I know, my lord, if law, authority and power deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonio. So I know very well, my lord Bassanio, that unless the law, the authorities, high powers, they intervene, it will be very difficult for poor Antonio. Portia says, now she is asking whether who is he actually? She doesn't know. So is it your dear friend that is in trouble, Bassanio? Praises Antonio. He's all praise for Antonio for his, and he says, the dearest friend to me, the kindest man. He showers all the praises on Antonio. So he's the dearest friend to me. He's the kindest man, the best conditioned, unwearied spirit, and in doing courtesies. Unwearied spirit who never get tired in doing courtesies and helping others. He's so generous. And one in whom he even gives a reference, the ancient Roman honor more appears than any that draws breath in Italy. Ancient honor, which honor? Ancient Roman spirit of honor, of helping people, of being generous. It appears more in Antonio than any other person now living in Italy. We stop here only, children, okay, for this scene. We'll continue in the next